For many of us, we had not heard of Rasmus Hojlund before the start of this season. But Manchester United have gone out there and signed a Danish striker for a huge amount of money. This significant investment will be making his Manchester United debut soon. But who is he? There have been comparisons made between Haaland and Hojlund, but that is largely down to the Norwegian superstar and United's new signing being from Scandinavia. But they're two separate players. But United's hope is that Hojlund performs to such an extent that he has great influence on the team, like Erling Haaland. United are in desperate need of another goalscorer. They over-relied on Marcus Rashford last year and didn't get enough goals from the rest of the team. So a number 9 up top can be of huge benefit. But we must remember that Hojlund is different to Haaland. So what exactly does the former Atalanta striker offer Manchester United? And one of the first things is understanding his positioning. Hojlund likes to play high up the pitch, receive the ball in the final third, get on it and try to drive towards the penalty area. He's not afraid to carry the ball and take players on. And we can see that from his stats, where he's in the top 8% of strikers attacking defenders and in the top 16% for successful take-ons. So he's not afraid to get on the ball in that final third of the pitch. And Hojlund ideally wants to get in this final third area to take these players on and carry the ball into the penalty area. Receiving the ball here gives him the opportunity to get forwards and drive to the box, where he's in the top 6% of strikers in doing this. So Hojlund wants to make an impact, but to do that, he's got to have a good first touch. And in the Premier League, a lack of first touch could be hugely detrimental. But he's actually in the top 4% of strikers for fewest missed controls of the ball, and surprisingly, the top 2% for fewest dispossessions. Hojlund has the ability to receive the ball and keep hold of it in the final third of the pitch, allowing United's creative players to get him the ball nice and quickly. Hojlund knows that playing too deep and he's far away from the goal, so he wants to aim to play high up the pitch in the danger area, quite often playing on the shoulder of the last defender. And by doing this, he can run in behind the defence and get through on goal for potential one-on-one goal scoring opportunities. But occasionally, by doing this, he will be offside, and he averages about 0.3 offside calls per game. But this actually is okay for Erik ten Hag. He realises that by having Hojlund running in behind the defence, it's going to create opportunities for the rest of the team. If Hojlund runs and times his runs correctly, he'll be through on goal, and this concerns the defence absolutely hugely. They're going to react to this and they'll try and drop deeper. They want to prevent Hojlund from running in behind and getting into that space behind them. So they'll drop deeper, preventing that space. But by doing this, it's going to give Manchester United's creative players, such as Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, more time and space in midfield. And if they have more time and space on the ball, United can start to dominate the game more. But it's also got to be remembered that Hojlund hasn't been signed by Ten Hag just to be a striker that scores loads of goals. Ten Hag wants United to press high up the pitch and pressure the defence in the final third. This gives United the opportunity to win the ball closer to goal and then hopefully pounce on the defensive mistake by getting United's key players such as Bruno Fernandes to make dangerous passes in the final third of the pitch. But this also allows United's defence to squeeze up the pitch and sustain pressure in the opposition's half. By doing this, United are going to be on the front foot more. And it looks like Hojlund will be a key part of Ten Hag's tactics here, being the top 20% of strikers for ball recoveries. Hojlund's value to Manchester United, being a number 9 who can play high up the pitch and retain possession, is vital. But he can also be of huge help defensively, pressuring from the very front. But what Manchester United really need is goals. Last season was hugely underwhelming for Manchester United in front of goal, and they actually finished 7th in the table for goals scored, level with Brentford. Hojlund is seen as their hope. But with only 9 goals for Atalanta last season, there is some doubt that he can be prolific in the Premier League. But we've got to look at the stats and we can see that he's in the top 6% of strikers for shots on target. So if Manchester United create opportunities, Hojlund could be the man to get them on target and put them away. Now, it might take some time for his development, and I don't expect him to hit the ground running straight away. But over time, this could be a very good financial decision for Manchester United.